Hello, it is me, the disembodied voice of a past you cannot remember. Today, in this realm that I am haunting for the remainder of my days, I will be building a Minecraft house while talking about my experience of being evicted. I knew for a long time that I guess when they put the eviction notice on on the door of the house, I wasn't surprised because that was actually the second time that the landlord had threatened to evict us. The first time, my our my mom went to court with him, and that guy was like woefully unprepared to actually. He was woefully unprepared to evict us since he didn't have a single thing in order. But the second time around, when we stopped paying our rent, because the landlord would, the slum lord, as my grandma calls him. These walls are too high, too low. It's like you're in an airlock. It's just kind of like the old house. The old house was very small, and it was full of roaches and other creepy crawlies. I remember one night where I woke up and I just looked down on the floor, and I was like, I thought I was still dreaming because the whole part, the whole thing on the floor was covered with ants and roaches, and it was dirty and dark. It looked like a horror movie. Like you look down on your feet and you expect to see like a cliff below you. Oh, I tried so many times to like, cause I thought it was our fault that it had gotten so bad. Partially, I mean, some of the blame was on us, but we had no chance to even like fix it because the neighbors upstairs, like all the doors of the house, they didn't have insulation on the bottom of the doors, so things could just crawl in from from outside, and we wouldn't be able to do much about it. Or if the neighbors were, our neighbors are incredibly messy. There was one time with the neighbors where I thought they had killed somebody because there was a smell, like there was this like really like stinky, like I know there was this like awful pork smell in the hallway, and I thought that the neighbor was like trying to burn somebody alive. I thought they were trying to eat somebody upstairs because I know that that burning flesh has uh like a pork smell. So I I thought that they were gonna, like they were cooking somebody. It was like a crazy lady that lived up there too. That's what we called it, the crazy lady upstairs. She would she would when we she would watch over kids, and when we would catch her when she was coming in like the hallway, and she would ask us like, hey, can you help us once, like my sister, she asked if no, the crazy lady had asked her if she could help her with something. I don't even know what it was. But when the crazy lady opened up the doors to her house, it was like flies everywhere, like disgusting garbage bags on the floor, probably roaches and rats too, since that's what we had downstairs for years. Speaking of the rats and roaches, I really thought that the rats had moved out because I said this to my grandma that the roaches moved out so that the rats could move in. But really we had them both at the same time. We just didn't notice them anymore. It's horrific. Like you just the feeling when you get when you open the cupboards of like your food, like where you put your dishes, like there's a cupboard up here. I just threw that glass down, and every time you always have to like, let me show you. You always have to like kind of gently open it and then step back. And if you, I remember so many times where there was this like this is the counter, and then this is the cupboards. Wait, no, the cupboard. This is the counter, and that's the cupboards. The cupboards are up here. So you have your food right here. I would leave my food here because this is where the seasoning is. So I'd open the seasoning and then I get jumps, and then I would I would open the seasoning and then I would get jump scared. Like I step back as roaches would come flying out of the cupboard where we kept our seasoning. And if I had food there, and if I have food right here, they would all get in the food, and then I just have to throw it out, even if it, even if it was something really good. There was times where I thought I would eat it anyway, just because it happened like so many times. And another time where I'm just like sitting at the table, like no 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 no, eating something, and then whoa, bah, it's like a roach, a roach will bonsai into my food from the ceiling. He like paraglide into my food, and he like I remember it happened like 3 times, and he nearly missed it. He narrowly missed my food and end up like here where my food's right there, and I just have to kill it immediately so that he wouldn't die. He wouldn't go for it. Anyway, that was why my mom, part of the reason why my mom stopped paying rent, and that was the reason why we eventually got evicted, because the landlord would do absolutely nothing to stop the roach problem. And we tried doing our own solutions. We would bomb the place with raid. I remember my grandma put like boric acid down. That's a Boric acid is like this powder. Here, let me get my illustration. So boric acid is like a powder that comes in a bag, and it looks kind of like this. It looks so much like this that you can, to get rid of ants and stuff, you would mix sugar in with it and then leave it like on the bait, like in little cracks and crevices in the walls. So because there were so many cracks and crevices, that's where I would put boric acid. But my grandma, she thought it was like a roach spray. So we'd have. I'm just gonna slowly build this house. I downloaded a modern thing, the a modern house thing. Do we have? I should have like fridges. Yeah, here it is. Let's see if there's a fridge thing. Fridge thing. But anyway, yeah, she would put it underneath the fridge. That's where most of the roaches would live. They would live in like the insulation, I guess, of the fridge, and they would. I'll just use this, a vertical duct. This is our fridge. So she throw off boric acid under there, and the roaches would come out at night and from underneath the fridge. So it's obvious that that's like where they slept. So she leave boric acid there, even though that's not how you're supposed to use it. And that's part of the reason why, even if you do it, if you do like roach extermination the wrong way, what will happen is that a bunch of roaches will die all at once, but then the like fucking Darwinism happens with the other roaches where they evolve and get smarter. They get smarter. But this fridge, every fridge we had would get infested with roaches because there's this little thing on the back of the fridge that actually like powers the damn thing, and it's warm, so roaches will come to that part and just like start shitting on it, start sleeping on it, and that's where like the hive is there. So all our food is pretty much ruined, even though uh, we would order takeout a lot. We would order takeout a lot because whatever, unless it was like sealed inside of here, you can't trust it. So we could. It was a really tough like saving food that we for like other days. Anyway, let's put a thing here. I know this isn't really much of a house, but you know, it's it's home, and I don't feel like building anything. I just feel like yapping. That'll be the end of today's video. Uh, 1 second. Let me just make my bed, and that'll be that. This bed marks the end of today's video. If you like this video, subscribe.